Ich möchte erstmal ein kleines Wort auf Deutsch zu sagen. Ich möchte bedanken alle die Freunde und deutsche Spenderinnen, die unterstützen uns hier auf Haiti. Wir sind sehr dankbar und wir wünschen für alles Gottes Segen. I speak in English a little about our difficulties so I can be more precise. Fundraising worldwide has declined for many reasons, many problems in many countries, and also very unfavorable exchange rates and currency exchanges. And this has left us with many challenges, which include the closing of the orphanage that we had for the victims of the earthquake, and trying to incorporate those children rather into St. Helena or back into their families, and also compression of some of our medical work, notably the parents of the children who come to St. Damian's Hospital, who themselves being sick went to the sister hospital of St. Luke. So we feel very much a lot of this suffering. With the reduction of staff, I'm doing myself a lot more work. For example, I'm working 3 days a week as a doctor now. And aside from that, we're trying to do as much as we can with agriculture and raising of fish and raising of bees and hens and production of eggs in order to try to generate work, in order to try to break, at least in our sphere, the dependence on food, which too much of it is imported even from Dominican Republic, and in order to try to have better nutrition in our own battle against malnutrition. So in front of the problems, we're not just sitting here on our hands, and we're not just saying that's how it is and feeling sorry for ourselves, but we're working a lot harder in order to try to keep the work going. And even if we have to go backwards for a while, we're sure that we'll find the way to go forward again with a lot of strength. The country itself is in all the usual difficulties that we find in periods before elections. A lot of chaos, a lot of violence, a lot of paid organized thievery and violence on the streets. Life continues to be very difficult for the poor people, and the poor people is almost everybody, as you know. For sure there are improvements, we see them with the Martelli government, improvements in the building of government buildings and some housing for people and building of roads, electrical lines and infrastructure. But these changes don't, in fact, relieve the burden of the ordinary poor person. And as you know, that's almost everybody. It's 80% of the population. So we still see, very unfortunately, a lot of indignity that comes from poverty, a lot of very miserable situations that people are in that comes from poverty and lack of employment. We see this in terms of lack of education, in terms of sickness, and in terms of people not having a goal or a vision for themselves in the future. And so we're working extra hard in the domains of education and healthcare, and also trying to be in the best solidarity that we can be with the people who come to us for help. So thank you for your friendship these many, many years from Germany, and from the tremendous support that we've gotten over these many years, for the support that you continue to give us in the times of all the hardship in Europe, with all the refugees and incorporating of refugees into your economies. We're very grateful for the help, and hope that together we can continue trying to make the world a better place.